Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Naisha if you're new here, and in today's video I'm giving you a full face of new at the drugstore makeup. It's a lot of things that are brand spanking new that are on the shelf, as well as some things that are new to me. We'll be focusing on the new at the drugstore. If you realize the setup and the lighting and the quality is a little bit different, I am finally using a camera that I bought since Black Friday. Finally using it, trying it out. If you're seeing this video, that means it worked out. So I'm not quite sure about the zooming in and out and if it's going to be in focus, out of focus. I'm still figuring it out. This is my test run video, so let me know what you think about the audio, about the video, everything down in the comments. I'm going to be working on getting it better. I'm new to this. Be kind to me. But yeah, if you follow me on Instagram, and I just hit 5,000 on Instagram, thank you. Let's keep it going. My next goal is 10,000. So please follow me on Instagram. It's always linked down below. If you follow me on Instagram, you see that I do a series on my reels or on my TikTok. That's what's new at the drugstore. So I'm always in there checking out what are the new products, what's new and exciting. And I picked up a bunch of new stuff. And I put it all on my face. Some were hits, some were misses. And if you're interested in seeing how I achieved this look, all the products that I used, what was good, what you should not spend your money on and leave right there on the shelf, please keep on watching. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to use is this Almay Color Care and Lip Oil in a stick. And this is in the color Dulce de Leche. It's a nice nudie color. Doesn't really give off any color. Just gives a little bit of shimmer on the lips and keeps it nice and moisturized because my lips are dry. And I don't want you guys to be looking at dry crusty lips while we do this. Okay, so I zoomed in for the eye part. As usual, I already did my brows and primed my eyes, so we're going to go with the eyeshadow. One of the palettes we're going to go in with is the Wet n Wild Color Icon eyeshadow. Doesn't have the name on here because I already ripped the little plastic thingy off, but I'll put the name on the screen. So this one is a nice nudie color with a couple of pink tones, so we're going to be using this one for the mattes. First, I'm going to go with this one as a transition color. And as usual, you know it's drugstore, so there's no mirrors in anything. Ooh, that is powdery. Like dusted everywhere. Alright, so we're going to use this color as a transition. It's pretty much my skin tone, just a little bit warmer. There's a ton of fallout in the pan, as you can see. I'm going to go the pinky route, of course. So with a smaller blending brush, I'm going to go into this pink color. And then we're going to go right into the crease with this color. Okay, that was actually much more pigmented than I was expecting, so that's good. Also a lot of fallout with this color. Alright, so far these are actually performing a little bit better than I thought they were going to, because this Color Icon palette was only what, $4.99? So it's doing a lot better than I thought. Now I'm going to go in with this brown. This is the darkest color. I'm going to go with this color, the Outer V. It's a nice chocolatey brown color. And it's actually building on top of the pink. So that's good. Whatever is left, I'm going to bring it all the way in, because we're going to do a cut crease. Okay, so here we have the mattes blended out. Actually kind of surprised at how well these mattes blended out and how they built on each other. It's no ABH shadows, but for a $5 palette, it's not bad at all. As you can see, there's some fallout right here from the brown. For our lid colors, we're going to go in with this Revlon So Fierce Slight Flex 4-pan eyeshadow palette. We have this greeny color over here that I want to put on the lid, and then this more champagne-y one, but it has a little bit of a green shift to it. They are pretty sheer in my opinion, and I feel like they're more like toppers. So before going in with the shadows, I'm going to go in with this Flower Beauty Pop Fanatic Eye Pigment in Bang, essentially the green one. I got this at Ulta on clearance a while ago when they were leaving Ulta, so I'm not quite sure if it's still available. I know they are available in CVS, but if I can find it on their site or CVS or wherever, and I can link it down below, I will link it, because these are so good. They are very pigmented, very matte, and they worked perfectly as bases. When I got them on clearance, I got every color. So I'm going to use this to cut the crease, and then we'll go over it with the shimmers. Okay, so we got a nice easy cut crease. I'm going to take the green on a brush and put that on the lid. So that it gives that green a much more opaque look to it than just it being like a sheer almost topper. For being a 4-pan of shimmer shadows, it's not that shimmery. And then I'm going to go in with the lighter duochrome color, and we're going to put this right to the front. This one's giving it a little bit more shimmer, but still not as exciting as I would hope, honestly. And I'm going to come back in with the darkest color from the Wet n Wild palette and connect the outer V. For our lashes, we're going to go in with the Allure Line and Lash Adhesive and Liner. It is just like the Kiss Lash Glue Liner felt tip pen. So I'm going to take this and go right across my lash line, and then we're going to put the lashes on. The lashes we're going to use are actually lashes that come with the Lash Glue Liner in a pack. So you buy the Lash Glue Liner, I believe it was around $10, and then you got free lashes, which I think is a pretty good deal. And a Kiss also does the same thing. So I've used and I've loved the Kiss Lash Glue Liner. So now let's try out the Allure version. Alright, so I'm just going to pop this on right on top of the liner. And then we just press it, press. Alright, and the lashes are on. These go on pretty nice and easy. It's just like the Kiss Lash Glue Liner. We'll see how long it lasts throughout the day. My only problem with these is that they don't last as long. But it's nice and easy if you want a quick, easy way to do your liner lashes. Okay, and now we have both lashes on. That was nice and easy. Again, I really like these lash glue liners. They do make life easier. Also for liner, I grabbed this L'Oreal Matte Signature Eyeliner, and this one is in, it doesn't say on the bottle which color it is, but this is basically a burgundy. And it says Matte Signature Eyeliner. It does dry down matte, but the burgundy has a little bit of a shimmer to it, so it dries down all the way matte, but the color itself is a little bit shimmery. So what I'm going to do is, since I didn't do like an actual wing, I'm going to use this to do the actual wing and then connect it to where the black is, so it'll be almost like an ombre liner. Alright, so we have our ombre wing. I actually feel like that went on really easy. I love the tip of it. It's nice and skinny. That actually gave a really nice, easy wing. Pretty impressed. The next thing we're going to try out is this Neutrogena Makeup Remover Eraser Stick. So it's a stick and it has a little bit of a rollable at the top. I thought it was going to be a felt tip, but it's a rollable. And essentially it has the makeup remover in it, and you know, for cleaning up under here, because the eyeshadow had a lot of fallout, you just kind of go over it with the rollable. And then you go in with your cotton or your paper towel and wipe it off. And it cleans it up really nice. Okay, that actually did a pretty good job. Of course, it did as good as a job as if you just use makeup remover on a cotton pad or a makeup removing wipe. But I've said this before, like, I'm trying not to use makeup removing wipes, so just trying out other alternatives to it. The first primer I'm going to use is not new, but it's new to me. Is the NYX Honeydew Me Up Primer Base. I picked this up in my last Ulta sale and clearance haul. If you haven't seen it, I'll link it down below. It is this nice, gooey, supposed to be sticky primer, and it's supposed to be a dupe for a Guerlain primer. I know this was all the rage a couple years ago, so I finally wanted to try it out. Actually, I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you can see my entire face. And if you've been here before, you know I like to use two primers. If this is blurry, you gotta excuse me, I'm still trying to figure out this camera. But this is the Hard Candy Smoothing Primer Balm. And this is just like the e.l.f. primer, and the Tatcha one is a dupe of, so it's the same sort of balmy texture. This one is a little bit not as thick as the e.l.f. one. It's a little bit more moussey, so I like to put this right here in my T-zone to help with the large pores that I have. For foundation, we're going to be using the Revlon Light Cover, the Revlon Color Stay Light Cover. Shake it up a little bit. This is natural finish. It has sunscreen. It's supposed to stay on for 12 hours. And SPF 34, and I have the color 510 Cappuccino. And to put it on with, I have the Eco Tools Bio Blender. This is the one that you can actually plant when you're done with it. So I thought it was pretty cool, so I'm going to try it out. So the foundation is just a squeezy tube, so I'm just going to squeeze it on and blend it up. Smells a bit like paint. And I believe this is supposed to have sheer coverage. So I'm honestly not expecting much. Okay, so that's it, pretty much blended out. I think it looks ghastly on camera, and I think it's because it has sunscreen on it, so it's giving me like flashback. In person, I'm seeing a little bit of a white cast to it, and I almost feel like it's not sinking into my skin. It's basically just sitting on top of my skin, which is not cute. And this color seems very, very pinky. Okay, we're going to try to recover from this. For concealer, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Mega Lash Incognito All Day Full Coverage Concealer. And I have the color Medium Golden. And we're going to highlight the usual places. For my cream bronzer, I'm going to go in with the Soul Body Face and Body Bronzing Balm, and this one is in dark. I actually used this before. I have the medium dark one, which I felt wasn't dark enough to really give me a tanned look. So I went ahead and ordered this one in dark, so we're going to give this one a try. And we're going to use it to bronze up the skin. Help get rid of this white cast that this foundation is leaving on my skin. It's going to use the butt of my blender, which I really like, by the way. It's nice and soft and bouncy. It's actually softer than the original, the green Eco Tools one. My camera just decided to stop recording, so I'm not quite sure where it stopped. So I'm just going to blend out the concealer. Everything's just trying to play me today. Everything is just trying to play me. I don't know why. It's nice and warm outside, but I had to close my windows today because the birds were so loud in my last video. You swear they were like right in here. Like, as much as it sounds like a good time, it was just way too loud. I don't know what difference it's going to make now with the camera as opposed to my phone, but I didn't want to take that chance, so this window is closed. Give the nose a little bit of definition. Okay, so this bronzing balm, the dark, is a way better color for me. It looks so nice and warmed me up and kind of gave me back some color that I lost with that foundation. To set the under eyes, we're going to go in with the Maybelline Lasting Fix Translucent Setting Powder, and this one is the banana one. This one is pretty new. I saw this at Walgreens. I think I was supposed to order at Target, but I got it at Walgreens. I like using a banana powder to set my under eye to give it a little bit of brightness. This concealer is pretty bright, so I don't need a lot of brightness, but still. The powder is really nice and finely milled, setting under the eyes nicely, blurring the pores. I gotta check to see if it has flashback, because already this foundation with the sunscreen, we already know it has flashback. You can already tell. Okay, and to dust away that powder, I'm going to use this Bird Bees. This is not new. I got this actually on clearance at Kohl's. Bird Bees Mattifying Powder Foundation with Bamboo, originally $16.99. I got it for $8.49, and then I had a coupon. And this is the color 1130 Nutmeg. It comes with one of those little sponges, but I'm not going to use that. I'm just going to use a brush because I'm really just going to use it to dust off the bake and set the rest of my face. So just... For bronzer, I have this beautiful palette, which is Pixie and Promise. So it is called the Sculptor palette. So as you can see, it's a 9-pan palette. We have a ton of powders. We have some contours, bronzers, and light under eye setting. And then there's a couple highlighters. So I'm going to go into Spice and bronze my face up. Lord knows I need it. I actually really like this color for my skin tone. Gives me a nice bronzed look. And I'm going to go into this lighter contour color called Namaste to contour the nose. Lightly contour the nose. Oh man, for blush, I completely forgot that I had this Milani Cheek Kiss Cream Blush in Blushing Berry. Now typically for a cream blush, you should put it on before you powder, but since I forgot, I'm just going to put a little bit on using my blender onto my cheeks because I really wanted to try this out. So hopefully it doesn't move around everything that's underneath it. Just going to try to really lightly just bounce it right on the cheeks. It's actually a really pretty color and goes really nicely with our look. It's very pigmented. Okay, let me share the wealth. It's a nice luminous finish. Doesn't seem to be moving any of the powders or foundation or anything that I have underneath. Looks a little clownish, but we'll tone it down in a second. I'm going to take the powder part of my blender and kind of go over to set it and to tone it down a little bit because it's a little wild. We know I love blush, but this is OD right here. That's actually a pretty color and very pigmented. I like that. For my highlight, I'm going to use the other Pixie palette that I picked up, which is the Pixie and Makeup by Denise Mind Your Own Glow palette. It is a shimmery blush and highlight palette. Again, a 9-pan, large pans. So we have some nice pinky blushes. For darker skin tone, they can use it as highlights. And then we have a ton of highlights that you can choose from. So I'm going to go in with this light pink one here right in the middle. That is Icing. Right at the top of the cheeks. It's very glittery. It's reminding me of the ABH and Nicole Guerrero formula. And it's very icy. It's called Icing. It's definitely very icy. Look at that bling. I'm going to have to tone that down. But it's beautiful. I'm also going to take a tiny bit of this pink here as a blush topper on my cheeks. And that color is Glazed. I am definitely blinging now. But that is a beautiful color. Now I'm going to take a clean powder brush and just go over everything, helping everything to blend out. Tone things down where I went overboard. Which we know I do, but I'm definitely here for this glow though. This is me all made up to go take my daughter to Taekwondo. I haven't picked up any new setting sprays recently, so I'm just going to use this Hard Candy Share Envy Defend Share Envy Charcoal Setting Spray that I got at the Dollar Tree. I did a full face of Dollar Tree makeup. If you haven't seen it, I'll link it so you can check it out. And I really liked this, but I wanted to try it out with some other makeup. So you gotta shake it up because you don't want those charcoal spritzes all over your face. It has a really nice mist. And it feels very refreshing on the face. Okay, we're rounding the end and things are starting to come together. So to finish off the eyebrows, I'm going to use this Revlon Color Stay Brow Fiber Filler as a really nice teeny tiny brush. So you can just brush it through your eyebrow hairs, and it has fibers in it, just like my favorite Gimme Brow from Benefit. So I'm checking it out to see if this is going to be a drugstore dupe to that. So far, I really like this. So it gives my brows a much fuller sort of natural look. And to finish off the eyes, I'm just going to go in with these two colors in the lower lash line. And then I'm going to take this pinky shimmer on the brow bone and inner corner. Okay, for lips I have two things that I want to try. So first I want to try the Maybelline Color Sensational Ultimate Matte Lipsticks. This one is in a sort of a stick form. It is essentially just a matte lipstick. And then we have the Revlon Color Stay Satin Ink Liquid Lip Color. And this one is in the color Eyes on You. And the Maybelline is in the color More Taupe. I'm going to use the matte lipstick first. And then over top, I'm going to use the satin ink stain. Kind of give it a nice good mix. I don't know if either of these are going to dry down or if it just stays shiny. Okay, so this is pretty much the look so far. I'm just going to finish things up with like mascara since I didn't get any new mascaras, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so this is everything all together. I will be honest with you, it's about 2 hours, maybe. It's about 2 hours since I finished my makeup. I had to go take my daughter to Taekwondo and then pick up the other one from daycare. So now I'm back. I replaced my lip color because I ate it off with some fried chicken. Yes, black stereotype. But here we are with the finished look. So let's talk about the things that I liked. Off the bat, these two Pixie palettes. The Pixie, if I can hold them up the right way, that'd be great. Yeah, these two Pixie palettes. So the Pixie and Promise and the Pixie and Makeup by Denise palettes. Love these. Love the size of them. You will most likely never go through these. Pretty good price. One is 22 and one is 18. Really good price for the amount of product that you're getting in here, and the quality is really, really nice. Absolutely loved this pink shimmery blush. Absolutely love it. With the palettes, so I liked the Wet n Wild one. The Max and the Wet n Wild one actually surprised me. They were actually much more pigmented than I expected. I would have liked the brown to be a little bit deeper, so it'll work better for deeper skin tones, but you know, not too bad. The shimmers were they were iffy. Like the one I used at my brow bone in my inner corner, they needed some help, but for a $5 palette, not bad at all. This one on the other hand, the Revlon So Fierce in Straight Flex, didn't like this. It's a full pack of 4 pan shimmers. It's really not a palette that you can use on its own unless you're the type of person that likes to just put some shimmer on your lid, like a one and go, and you just like a little bit of shimmer, like nothing too like really glittery, then maybe this will work. And still $10 for 4 shimmers is a little bit on the higher side even for drugstore, so really wasn't my favorite. The sponge, absolutely love the sponge. It's nice, it's soft, it blended out the foundation, the blush, put on the powder. It did everything really, really nicely. Love the fact that it's biodegradable and I can plant it when I'm done with it. I did a comparison to the original green one, and the funny thing is before this got wet, the green one was softer, but after getting wet, this one ended up being softer than the green one. So I think they did improve it in that sense. But I really like this and love the shape. For, you know, people who like to bake, I love the straight edge. The setting powder, I really like the setting powder. If you like a nice bright under eye, a nice banana powder, this was really nice. It was really, really soft, finely milled, really sort of mattified and smoothed everything out. You know, a little bit brighter than I would like, but still not too bad. The Milani Cheek Kiss Cream Blush in Blushing Berry. Absolutely love this. This is gorgeous. I love the fact that even though I put it over my set face, my foundation, everything, nothing budged. It stayed just perfectly, and it was such a beautiful bright color. You still see the blush. Usually with me, my blush tends to fade the quickest, so you still see the nice berry color. Really beautiful luminous look. If you're into cream blushes, this is beautiful. The Almay Color & Care Lip Oil in a Stick in Dulce de Leche. This was really nice and smooth and creamy on the lips. Kept my lips nice and moisturized throughout the time I was applying the makeup. If you're really into lip balms and this lip oil, it's not like a regular lip oil that you put on and really very quickly thereafter it fades away. It stayed for a pretty good amount of time, so I really like this. The Hard Candy Smoothing Primer, really like this as well. It did a good job of filling in my pores. Very comparable to the e.l.f. one that I love, just a little bit moussier, which I kind of like this texture a little bit more. The Wet n Wild Incognito Concealer, this is new on the market. I've used it a couple of times. Really like this concealer. A nice light full coverage foundation. It was really nice and easy to blend out. Looks nice, give me some nice brightness under the eye. No issues with that creasing or anything like that. So far I really like this concealer. The Eyelure Line and Lash, this is very comparable to the Kiss lash glue liner. It is a little bit difficult to remove. Usually after I remove my makeup, I still have like a line on my lids, so it's a little bit more difficult to remove, and I try not to tug at it because I don't want to tug at my eyelids. So that's one thing to keep in mind. It lasts really well, and I like the fact that for $10 you get a free pair of lashes. These lashes are a little, you know, smaller than I usually go for, but still they're really nice, very comfortable, went on really easily, and so far I haven't had any problems with the lashes falling off, lifting or anything. So this has been working well, and the lashes are pretty cute too. This L'Oreal Matte Signature eyeliner in, this is like the burgundy color. Absolutely love this. Love the tiny brush. This made my wing go on so easy. If you're new to doing a wing, this liner, so good. The top part, the tube, gives you really good control. Really like this. It's not, it says matte signature, but it's not like matte because the actual formula has some shimmers in it. And I'm definitely going to get another one of this. I saw that they had a gray version. Definitely going to pick that up because I really like this. The lip products. So we have the Maybelline Color Sensational Matte Lipstick. It's basically like a ColourPop lippy stick that I love. Nice, matte, easy, glided on. It didn't stay on. I ate some chicken and it was gone, but it was comfortable. It wasn't too drying, nice and smooth. You can use it as a liner and then put something else on top like I did, but this was also really good. The Revlon Color Stay Ink, I think I want to try this out on its own. So this seems to me like a lightweight liquid lipstick, so it's not as matte and thick and, you know, drying on the lips as a liquid lipstick would be. It's a little bit easier on the lips, and I don't think it dries all the way down, but it does mattify and leave a really nice color. But I definitely want to try this on its own to see how it looks without the lipstick, the matte lipstick as a base. The Color Stay Brow Fiber Filler, really enjoyed this. This really reminds me of my Benefit Gimme Brow. Nice tiny brush, has the fibers in it that grabs onto the hairs and helps it to look a little bit fuller. Really good color for me. This color is dark brown. It seems like a lot of product in here, so I'm going to keep using this and see if it really is a dupe for the Gimme Brow. The Neutrogena Makeup Stick Remover. Now I thought this was going to be a felt tip, kind of like the Tide cleanup pen, where you can just do like this and it will just clean it up. But then in retrospect, thinking about that, the tip would get dirty, so it's more of a roll-on ball where it rolls on the makeup remover and then you wipe it off. So, you know, what's the point of that? Because you can just use a makeup wipe, or you can just use makeup remover and a cotton pad. But what I think this is really good for is for if you're trying to get into tiny spaces, because sometimes with a makeup wipe, or, you know, you can overcorrect and you know, make a mistake. So this might help you be a little bit more precise. And also I think this will be perfect for travel. Is it a roller ball? It's really like, oh, it's like a gel stick. The things that you learn, it's like a gel stick that you can roll up. But this is actually pretty cool, and it has vitamin E in it, so it should be good for the skin as well, because sometimes makeup removers can be a little bit harsh. Okay, this is a little bit gimmicky and a little bit of not that necessary, but it's actually kind of cool, because I thought it was a rollable when actually it's a whole like a vitamin E stick. That's kind of cool. The one thing I can definitely say I did not enjoy is this Revlon Color Stay Light Cover Foundation. It feels like it's like a tinted sunscreen that you put on your face, so it had that white sort of flashback to it. I haven't tried this with, you know, taking a picture, where you can see even with the lights how it's giving me like this sort of white flashback look to it. It didn't give a lot of coverage, which is fine. I'm fine with light coverage, you know, tinted moisturizers or whatever. Like I said, my skin has been doing really well, so I can do a light coverage. but I also see that there are parts of it where it's basically like just sitting on top of my skin. It didn't really sink in. And then there's some places that are a little bit, it's grabbing onto different patches. And I don't have dry skin, I don't have dry patches, but it's finding dry patches in little areas that I didn't even know that I had. The color, it's just, and the color range is not that great. There were only like maybe what, 10 colors, and this is maybe the second to last color, and it seems like it was too light for me. In terms of it being 12-hour wear, I'm already seeing it break up like around my laugh lines, and normally my laugh lines are not a problem for me. Foundations don't break up around there. My chin, always a problem. Things for some reason can never stay on my chin, but my laugh lines, I never really see indentations there. And with this foundation, it let me know that I have laugh lines. Okay, that's it. This is my full face of New at the Drugstore. Let me know if you've tried any of these products. What do you think about the products that I've used? Let me know if you feel the same way that I do, and what do you think about the look. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy drugstore and affordable makeup. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.